First, this one comes as a free-for-all. The intuition of the thought beyond matter. Thinking not what is right, but thinking the difference of what can be wrong. Not telling a story of truth, but telling the truth within the story. Out go the lights. I have another candle here. This was supposed to be a short video, but for those who have been following me, they know nothing is short. It's all long, it's a long bomb, and you're running for the pass, but you're running, but he ain't throwing it to you. You just ran 30 yards that wasn't counted. But the other guy caught the ball, so you're happy anyways. At least somebody out of the group was able to communicate with the other person. This is a wisdomatic system, my friends. Don't you see it? They came up with this letter count of STS, which is 3939. God's heaven. I can tell you all the meanings of all these words. I made up a lousy 10 meanings that when you combine the meanings along with the letter sound, count, and placement in the alphabet, the words they come into contact with, the total number value, because I have taken every single number and given it an English total letter value, starting from 1 all the way to 27, because we need 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, 8 to make the passage. If we're running the 1, 2, 4, 8, in which I showed you already what that 1, 2, 4, 8 does. 4 and 1, Mars goes right into Mercury, M and M. Double 7 to 14, 1 and 4 is 5. Let's play backgammon in this shot here. We're going to go to Mars, okay, and over to Mercury. From Mars to Mercury, we're going to go over to Venus now. And Venus is going to go 3 down into 5. Why? Because she now has a birth coming out of Pluto, which is 8, 9. 9 into 8, 7, 8, 9, because 9 went to 8, then to 7. Because it split up, he had to connect his mind. So while he was on his way to life, which was a short while, his brain was still going from 7 to 1 to 2 to 5. 7 to 1 is 6, to 2 is 7, to 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3 creation, the travel of the baby. 12 plus the 9 count that came into the fact is 21, the top of Rubik's Cube. Years later, when you get contact with your spirit near the age of 5, because that's the value on the Monopoly board. I get all these things from you, everything everybody else done. I haven't done anything more than count everything up. It's the bottom of the 7th. There are 39 outs because the 7th team has just finished the 7th inning stretch. 18 outs for the home team. Pretty lucky, eh? 18 high. They get another extra bat while the other team is batted 21. 7 times 3 is 21. 3 worlds of 7. Things take part in the worlds of 7. The 7th inning stretch ends the 7-7-7. Now you're in extra innings because nothing's really more than 2 numbers. Unless you're talking about the connected Jupiter, which is 4 numbers in her own, plus your 2 numbers, you have 6 numbers. Now if you jump over and count the other side and you count Mars, she has 6 numbers. We got 12 numbers and 2 dice, but we got 3 areas. So man comes out to play. He gets the free spot in life. Oh, I'm so excited into life. I'm 18 years old. My second spirit has come to me in the 7th inning stretch at 18 years old. 18 outs, 18 years old. Why not play by the 18s? We'll go 18 months, we'll make 3 years. Then they're priming for the primaries. Where we're getting ready for the leap year. We have an extra day in February. The extended year goes on and on. Once we leave into the last year of an extended leap year, you go 366 days until you reach that next day. March. That's the end of this cycle. March in the first days. What do they do in March, the first thing? Inauguration of Barack Obama. And they were always doing it in March before because it's all formation of matrix. That's all it is. 0 to 9, understanding that 10 is a totality, that when the two sides come together, they meet in the center. But the center is broken up in 4 pieces. So when they meet in the center and become 1 from 2, they are 3 into 4 pieces. Now you have the understanding of pi, how you think, and your life goes on. And as your life goes on and your body moves, your mind thinks. But your body still moves, but you're not interrupted on your step. And again, we move forward. But yet, whoa, we stop, we see a stop sign. We have to understand these stop signs. They're the red bull in the path. Don't you see? Notice the red. Make it yellow, piss on it, see how it looks, the energy of Christ. Think a little bit, man. You don't have to say that to her. Oh, there's no excuse, absolutely not. Oh, I couldn't help it, I couldn't help it. Well, at a certain point, I mean, if she's screaming at you and you're in her car, stop the car and let me out. That's what I have to do sometimes. Just stop the car and let me out. You don't like who I am? You don't like what I'm about? This is the world I like to be in. I have not deprived myself. I went out for breakfast this morning. No, I don't deprive myself of certain things, especially certain things that are certain to my private, whatever it may be, my mouth and my stomach, and my medication. Those are all private. They are perfect. But right now, I notice I've been playing a little bit more with my eyes, pressing on my eyes a little bit back until it lights up. You got to focus right out, put your head back and relax over to the side. Check which angle is best for you, because every angle is going to be different with matrix. Once you line up with matrix properly, regardless if you do, because matrix is so tiny, you're breathing her in. She's in your lungs. You're bothering her if you smoke. She can't do the right vibration because now she's stuck in the tar. That's why they say you live longer when you don't smoke. And I smoke. I have to quit. It's the yellow nicotine, the yellow tar, the tar of all the tar pits, the sand pits beneath the earth, the matrix haven. She runs like a football, gliding through space like a long bomb. Why do you think they came up with NFL in Northfield, Louisiana? Look it up, you'll find it. You might just not find it where you think it is. This is time of 74, my friends. Don't you see it? This is a perfect year for 74. 2012 is 32. 2 times 16 is 32. And a woman just showed up a sign saying it's from the future. That sign ain't from the future. It is from the future. Wherever it came from, it's the future for us, because we haven't yet figured it out. Whatever you haven't figured out yet is the future, because you don't know about it. So it's for futuristic thought if you ever want to know again. So you read into the signs. And the sign said Ruth. And the other word was screwed up. So right away it's Arthur, Ruth and Arthur. The Knights of the Round Table. It's all coming back. Oh, I see it. That's what's happening right now. I'm starting to dream, and I can almost feel my dreams. I can almost feel I try every single night to whatever energy that hour is, whether it's good or bad, I want to go. I want to see where it takes me. Does that mean I mind travel? No, I dream. Everybody calls it dreaming, but keep it into dreaming. Don't make a difference to me. And when I'm sleeping, my mind is somewhere else, because when I fall there, I'm trying to hold myself up from the bed. So you tell me about time travel. It's all behind your eyes, my friends. It's when you close those eyes and you shut your ears down and you go to sleep at night. Maybe you should attach your head or something during your REM sleep. Your mind is going somewhere. I'm doing a little painting in the house. Let me get back to this Ruth deal. They have it forward for 2016. Now he says 1980. Oh, what is it? 2016, 1980. Regardless, between the two are 32 years. I just mentioned that number. 2016, 2 by 16. 20 by 16 is 320. It's just reversed. 32. Why by 20? Well, what do you want to do with the number? Let's do it different. Okay, 2016, 2 times 0 equals 30. 30 times 16 is 480. Now we're going to shorten that up. We can keep it as 160, 160, 160. We can keep it as 40, 40, 40, or one time around the Monopoly game. 4 times 160. They went 540. 540, okay, is 10, 11, is 13 around the Monopoly, and then halfway, 13 and a half. bottom of the 7th inning. 32, okay, or 16, 4x4 or 44 Barack Obama. What is that, the 47th president right now? Let me check this out here for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Imagine that, perfect. There were 18 to Ulysses Grant, and if I know, he was all about war. 1869 to 1877. Forget about the 8 years heaven. It's the 18 of the 69. Okay, that reverse number. 6 by 6 is 36. 3 and 6 is 9. 2 by 9 is 18. 2 into 6, 3. Creation. This is right now, my friends. This is right now. These numbers just invert. Then it's 1877 of the 18th president. 18 and 18 is 36. 36 is a 6 by 6. And 77 is 11 by 7. Two different groups, but what they're telling you in the 6th group is that in a dice cube, it's 1 and 6 making 7. They're talking about the total term. When the first 7, which is 70. 70 means I played the game of poker. 77, I played both games of poker. That was the 18th. You have to go to terminology for poker to understand that. I can't go through everything. Then we have the 19th is Rutherford B. Hayes, 28. Time Heaven Begins. 1881, She Leaves. 1881's James A. Garfield, 10, 11, and 7, 18. He's out. His initials are 18, and 1881, 999, his term was due and up before it started. So then they had Chester Arthur, 31, 13, 1885. 18 is where we are now, 9 and 9. 85 is the matrix speed. Again, just a code. Then we have Grover Cleveland. Oh my God. You have 7 and 3. Another initials of Jesus Christ here in Quebec. It's also a 9. Okay. Grover Cleveland. They had to give him 2 names. He was unstable under his own name. Then Benjamin and Harrison. Then Grover Cleveland again. So let me go 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. 22 was Grover Cleveland. That's Blackjack Bust, which means to come back into life. 23 is Benjamin Harris, who recreates Grover Cleveland, who in between all of them make William McKinley. They make the third man. Okay? They make the third man long enough until Theodore Roosevelt comes in. 23, 24, 25. Perfect. 26, 27, 28, 29. This man is known as Venus. He was in for 2 years. Okay, 1921, 1923. Bringing in the one spirit of man. A new cycle was coming in now. I know this by 1923 equals 42. That's a 5. That's a new birth of a cycle coming in with Warden G. Harding. So he was that 28, I said? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. He was 29. Number 29, the new eggs, Ken Dryden. 30, 31 is Herbert Hoover. Oh my God. 31 is the creation of one kind. And boom, when he came in, of course he was going to be the creator. We just had the bust of the market. He could have stood in there for 4 years. Charles Curtis came in, 33, to make the recovery. Command and Create, number 33. 29 is the birth of Command and Create, the 4 years he spent. Herbert Hoover. Franklin D. Roosevelt, 32. 33, again, Harry S. Truman, HST. St. Henry's. You must look up, when you look up this guy, look up St. Henry's, because his middle initial and last one say Saint because he's a true of force man in his name, and Henry would be Harry. So you have to look up St. Henry's. Wherever that is, you're going to find something. So we had, let's see, where was number 31, 32, 33, 34, 35? John F. Kennedy, number 35. Listen to these crazy numbers. Okay? 3 times 5 is 15. That's the O. 3 plus 5 is 8. The O, heaven. Oh, heaven. 8 and 15 make 23. Back down to the 23rd president again. Wow, that's why they took him out. Oh my God, he was another creator. JFK, the face of the King of Man. Joe for King. He was a Ken doll. You see, John F. Kennedy comes out of the Ken family. The Ken doll family, oh yeah, we're all robotics, my friend. We all come from different things. Our dolls were put up on the market. If you don't think there's a Cupid doll up there for us, my friends, there certainly is. We have been bought into a system where absolutely nothing exists, but we're going to continue on. So we have 35 for Kennedy. 36, that's the completion of everything with Lyndon B. Johnson. That era goes out. Boom, it all starts again. Richard G. Nixon, number 37, the Twin Towers. Number 38 is Ford. Number 39 is the 7th inning stretch. Ronald Reagan brings in the bottom of the 7th. .40. First out, George Bush, the second out. Bill Clinton, the third out. No, that's a ball. Excuse me, 2 strikes and a ball with Clinton, and he had his balls jingled also. Why was it a ball? Because Al was a Gore. Not only that, he spent 8 years. The other ones were 4 years. 4, 4, 4. Base on balls, base on balls, base on balls. This one here, he marks 8 years. That's a grand slam. Bill Clinton knocked everybody in by settling the deal. Something was behind them. It's time to start and continue on to the New Deal. Bill Clinton handed it out. I mean, everybody knew they were sorry of the sex jokes already, so they handed it over to somebody else that came out of the bush. Everybody seems to be a bush in the jungle, eh? So Ronald Reagan is 40, 41, 42, 43. Barack Obama is the 44th president. 4 by 4 is 16. Whatever that sign of the future is coming now. And there were some letters missing on that sign. I have to go check out that sign now. I have to check out that sign. Where was that sign? No, this is not the sign. There's a lot of, is this me or where am I? Yeah, I'm still in the dark, eh? So I'm going to turn on a little bit of light because I burnt out my red light. Is that a little bit better than watching somebody in the dark? And so whatever you really want to know in numbers, I mean, that's the 44th president. Now, let's say 240 years, 2016. 1980 was in the pictures. He said 2016. It's 32 years, but from 1980, 2016 is 36 years. 6 by 6 creation. 23. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. Difference of 1. But you want to know what 2 does? 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1, but 1 plus 1 is 2. You have 3 from 1. That's how you make up the 2 and 3 dice. Then we polish them in with the 4 corners. Don't forget the 2 dice that slid on an angle. Each one gets 50%, 180 degrees. But there's a joining fine line that they must always share that goes in between. And then they lose the yard on each side, which means you can only have 49 yards of your field of 50 plus your end zone. 59 yards. Do you understand? 49 equals 8 eternity. 59 is Pluto into Jupiter. Now, is Pluto just your brain? Or is that where we really come from because it's 9 months of birth? Don't forget, the more important the words we hear, the more the importance of the meaning, the definition of the new kind of dictionary that will come out one day, hopefully, if we can all work together and put my words together. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm right. I can be wrong in everything. It's just that you have to explain yourself how I'm wrong and show me something different. But if you can only show me I'm wrong, then you can't tell me I'm wrong at all because you're only meeting me. Unless you show me another pathway, then you're showing me nothing at all, only that there's something you can't understand. So then you have to say, I don't understand this, and I'll help you out with it. Or you explain it to me, and I'll keep saying, okay, I don't understand, keep explaining it, because I know to say that. You have to say that. You don't get into an argument, you create an argument. If there's an argument around, you have to know before you ever go out with anybody. Listen to me, buddy. If I find that we're in an area where every time I answer, I feel I'm not listened to, I'm just going to turn around and walk out. Then you'll know and understand why I'm walking out. Not because I'm not your friend. You'll notice now that I don't understand, and you're going to help me instead of pushing me on and making me stop. Explain this, see what I don't understand. Then continue the story. And stop and back it up. So we put it on video, we write it on paper, we write it as many times as we can until we make one of those mistakes where you see different. And that's what all the difference is all about, bringing the definitions closer together. I don't care if it's Titanic or the Olympic or the screwball they picked off in history. This land of Christ we live in is perfect for the 28 days. 2 Christ is 66. 3 Christ is 99. 99, 66. Doesn't it make Christ so well? 37 is the Twin Towers. It's also center of roulette 37. Did you know there's more than one place on roulette? If I say number 38, like everybody's going to go all around the board. All you got to look is between the numbers. They show you one whole number, but there's spots on each of the numbers. Every time that number moves from inside its own box, it's moving away from a coordinated spot. It's moving from what the traffic it was in to bypassing traffic and going somewhere else. Just like this design here. This one, okay, I made inside. It's 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, 1. You can also do it down to 8. 7 and 7 has to be doubled. So when you double it, you're going to the second level here. 7 and 7 is 14. Here's 4. Here's 1. Now you take 1 and you go right back down here again. It's like a slide because there's no letters on 1 to live here. This is visiting jail. You just go here and back in here again. And then you start again. 5. This is the other side of the world if you want to travel it this way. 5, 9. 9 moves up to 5, but it goes this way. 9 to 8. 8 is the both heavens of the body and the mind. The mind continues on to 7, up to 4, and stops there. The body goes up to number 6 and stops here. Now the mind keeps going and brings the mind and body together right here in the center. And that's where everything's played from. So whatever numbers you have that are outside, the same numbers are here. 7.76, spirit of 76, is right in this road right over here. So if we're anywhere in the game, we'd be playing around this road over here, unless I move it this way. But the real number is right here. This is the 7th position. This is the 5th position. 7, 5. 7 to 5 is 1. In between, this is 6. This is 4, 6, 8. This is 5, 6, 7. Man lives, obviously. In one of these corners is the spirit because it's not in the same side of the world. If you look, you see the point? You see the point over here? The North Star. Which one is the North Star, which will tell me if this 7 is a 7 or I'm actually working from here as a 3? Because this is the side of Earth. This is the side of the birth. This is the side of the man. So man has to be on this side. So he goes this way. Here's the 9 birth. Goes over to 8. Into 6 and doesn't do anything else, but gets all his information from 5. 4 gets all its information from 5, but sends it back over towards Venus and back into man. Venus, man, man 6, Venus 2. Venus 2, man 6, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6. Stops on Venus for a minute. Goes down to Mars, does a little digging out here, maybe down into the gutter of his thoughts and came back. Man can go up to here and reach down to here. His forward is right here. That would be the letter Shin in Hebrew. All the numbers will create Hebrew letters. In fact, all these will create you the alphabet of any language in the entire world. Because everything is inside the box. When they teach your little kids, they teach them inside the box. So again, all these programs reprogramming me to think inside the world of the child of who we always will be, because the children have more emotions than anybody. Everybody else is connected to the dollar. The children are not. They see the line that you don't see because your money comes in between you. Even if it didn't come, you were home late, you were mad about work, It all gets reflected from every angle you walk. Regardless of how many times you try to brush it off, it's inside you, it's in your programmation, it's inside the matrix, it's inside your body, and it will do to you what needs to be done to correct you. Inside your bones, what you think these bones that last like dinosaurs forever and ever are special? Our bones are a special metal. They bend and repair. They do tricks by sometimes not breaking, but sort of flexing. We work our tendons. You think the tendons, to tendon or ten, T-E-N, for all the ends of the tens, the 10-10 world of the feet, where the toes stick out. As you go 6 feet down, you're 2 feet up, and if you're 6 feet 5 when you were born, you're in trouble. Imagine this, in numbers, being 6'5". You're between Jupiter and Saturn. Now that's tall. Now I'm 5'7". I'm between the other side, where Mars is, and Uranus. So how tall can I be? Taller than my own ass. Anyways, I like to make some jokes. There's something I wanted to show you if I can find them. I want to show you these. These are called jacks. Okay? Look at the angle they sit on. Okay, they can always sit on their own angle. But if you take a look behind them, I'm going to show you something about this. Imagine this is you. Okay? Imagine this is you, your head, however you want to be. But this is your head, and the other one is your tail. Imagine, I hope I can keep this in camp. You see the way I'm bending it? I wish I can bend it properly. You see the way I'm bending it? You see the way I'm bending it? Okay? That's our coccyx, okay? It stabilizes the two sides of our legs. This piece here is cut off when we're born, okay? The other part, okay, comes out of your belly button, okay? The ass and the belly button, okay? So it's cut off, and the plates are built behind your ass, supporting your legs. So you can feel like you're walking forwards and you can't move your legs all the way back. If you don't think we're not born with a kind of plastic in us, you got something calling for you. My hair, when it cinders, it stinks. That ain't normal. When my fingernails burn off, they melt. That ain't normal. My fingers bend and move from the mechanics, electronics to my brain, because I haven't told my hand anything, or you're not listening to what I'm telling my hand to do. It can do anything it wants. Hey, hand, what are you doing? You want to put on a sock? You want to suck it to him? Oh, sockeye salmon. Oh, we have a new clue. We got tuna for 2 North Americas, and now a sockeye's in the salmon. Sockeye in the salmon. Somebody's got his salmon in the row. Row, row, row your boat. Boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. If you can recontact from where you came from, you can literally be between here and there, and you don't even have to leave to leave. They just have to leave you alone and respect your body in peace while you're gone. Your body can last without you for a few days. But remember, Wednesday is the hump day. You got to get back, because if you don't come back, you don't get back at all. You stay. That's the 4 and 4s. Of all 4s, of any 4 of all 4s and 8s and 12s. That don't go to jail. Barack Obama is an 8. Barack Obama counts for everybody before him in the last 16 years, 4 by 4, 16. So whoever is going to jail, might go to jail, and all these people they're going to bring to court, according to numbers, okay, which is odds and evens, according to numbers on the roulette wheel, on the second part of the roulette, it says you can bet from numbers 19 to 63. Oh, that's backwards. 63, 36, the two numbers go together. You can do anything you want with them. It's still going to be the two numbers reversed. It says 1963. That was John F. Kennedy. 49 years later, you're at the halfway of the ball field. 2012, 1/4 of 48. Why? 12, 12, and 12 is 36. You only made it the short line. Now you have to go to 48, which is chance on Monopoly just after go. 4 by 8 and 4 plus 8 is 44. The same thing they're talking about Truth or Ruth on Alfred Weber's page, Alfred Weber Lambert. They're talking about 2016, but wherever it comes from, it's talking about like very soon, the next, like before March 3rd. This can't happen after March 3rd because everything has to be in order. Right now, things are not in order. They're on recess right now. Don't you see how it works? They go on recess. They didn't see everything. They missed something, or they knew it was going to happen, or they had to do it in the interim. It was something that was pre-planned. They couldn't say anything to anybody. Something they're going to tell us about. At least 2 days after, of course, or 3. Or a couple of months, because what they had thought is months ago. When they have it happen is always, hey, it happened today. It didn't happen today. Watch TV from the past 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 8 years since Obama's in, and the one before that since he's in again. You got to check out TV for the last 6 years. Check on one station, then do the second station. Don't do more than 2 stations. It's great if you can do 5 stations. Check the commercials out. Check the names of the programs, the times. Find the formation for your numbers. They will tell you what everybody is doing because everything works by numbers. They will not put a commercial out. Why do you think before you put anything out on radio, it's 7 seconds before it gets here? Because it has to be listened to by somebody else. And that somebody else is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, your own network. What's in and out? The machine knows. It has to know everything. It doesn't care about the codes. It knows your code, knows it's coming out of you. It doesn't care about anything else. When it matches up something it doesn't like, it'll shut you down. Automatic. We can't have outside thinkers in this world. It's not for that. It's not guys who take sugar sweet. Good stuff. Don't drink alcohol. I find it sort of impairs you from writing. And I do a lot of writing. I don't want to be impaired by alcohol. Secondly, sometimes it's nice to drink. But you know, when you're on the Titanic and you never know when you're going to get off, I don't know how long if my mind can do this forever. I believe it could. I believe it can think of the same formation forever. It's only a schooling. I haven't been more calm in the last 6 weeks than ever before, thanks to Lance. I don't know what it is. It can disappear tomorrow. It's a scary scenario when you're alone. And that's how I am. Alone. Not alone in personal. I see people. I am just alone to certain, how you can say, crutches. Crutches. In this world, you can't go alone. You must have crutches. The letter M will tell you that. And in French, it's all about the letter M. It says love. The next letter, M-N-N-O-P-L-M, it means to love her. L-M-N is to love her, the cross, saying it's not Jesus. L-M-N, 11, 12, 13, is 36. 3 of 6 creation is 9, but it makes 2 worlds now. You got to go 3 times 6, because now you got a world on the left, the middle, and the right, the in-between world. The L angle, the 90 degrees. Where we are right now is Rubik's Cube in time, my friends. We're in 258456. The double egg comes out. The double mission of Señor Barack Obama el Presidente is leading the way. You know what I came up with? You know, all these guys are always saying, Allah, Allah, I'm going to come back and I don't care if I die. These guys, whatever you call them. I sort of, in the matrix system, if they really believe and see and understand the system the way it works, they are coming back. But the system doesn't tell them the whole truth, that if you do evil, you ain't coming back as a human being anymore. That's what really answers my question. Who really gets to choose? You see, if the matrix is running this, the presidents don't own the matrix. but they own the left eye. You know why the left eye? Because in roulette, when you look up at the American wheel, the North American wheel, it's got 2 zeros. But on the European wheel, it's only got 1 zero. The French, is that who it is? The French? Don't you remember Hogan's Heroes? The cook, the chef, who can make all recipes of the earth work? The chef. So who's involved in this now? The French? Or are they the whole entire pact? I don't, oh my God. We just had a new swordfish come to town. Our Prime Minister, or whatever you want to call her, her name is Marlene Marlin. I said Marlene twice, but this time I said Marlin. That's a swordfish, my friends. PHAROAH is telling me, Dr. Mario, 22, you're out. Doctor is 22. Mario, M-A-R-I-O. M is the love. A-R is one word for angel spirit, which is angel resident spirit. A-R-S is the total of the letter R. That's its value. Mario is the eye of the 9 birth, which I just repeated in the last letter. O is by the O that we came in here, through the one eye of our mother. Through the one eye came from the one eye came our father, into the one eye of our mother. Although slanted on a side, they all had a good ride. And out I came 9 months later, baked and fried. What's the temperature of me when I'm inside my mother? I'm 98 something now. Well, what was I then? Was I higher or lower? How did they build me? Was every part of me the same temperature? They grew me out, just like a pearl. Sperm is like a pearl. They put it inside the clam. And then voila, an oyster. Or a clamster. Come out of a clam. Our mouth's like a clam. You see the way our lips work? Just like a clam. You know, I look around my apartment and I always have a shadow all the time. I always see pictures on walls. And anyways, where were we with this next? Did I show you the equal sign? When you outline it, it becomes 2 33s and 2 U's. If you actually put this out to, I have 100 pens. If I draw this out, I have to draw this out. It fits in just right, doesn't it? Yeah, I screwed up on the lines. I wasn't exact with my thing. Now, when I do the same thing to the last one, now you see how they overlapped? There's 2 of them here now. There's 2 of them here now. There's 2 of them here now. And you see the sunglasses in between? See, he's wearing sunglasses. This could be a chicken. They all make designs. They all make designs. This design here, okay, this is the design coming from, oh no, I had it the right way. I had it the right way. Or did I have it the right way? Hold on. It's on the back of another page. That's why it wasn't coming out. Look. That's not what I have. I have this. So start at 1, over to 2, down to 4, over to 8. Up to 7, 8 and 8, moves it into 7, from black to red. Then red is 7 and 7 is 14. 14 is red and black. Here's the black. 4, Mars. 7. 1, excuse me. 7, 4, 1. If you reverse that, it says 888. So once you come back up here, it says 1. Okay, 5 and 5 is 10. 1, 10. So what you have to do is you have to come all the way to here. This is where the 10 is. Why? Because 5 and 5 is 10. The center, and this is 5 and 5, or this and this is 5 and 5, whichever one you want. So you have, come back to here, and here's your 0. It's the wheel on the inside. It's the star. That takes up 8 positions and 1. And they count this 1 position because they return the information from you into it. So they use all of them. Totaling 9 equals 225. They only use 8 of them because they don't take your information. You take theirs. It's the information network. This is the matrix. This is the in-between worlds. Okay? The in-between evil people of this world can take advantage of it because they're allowed to know the black magic. They're allowed to know behind the screens because they have to go and grow faster than us. They have to grow way before us. They have to plan out. Don't forget. Remember, medication sometimes can take up to 100 years before they perfect it. So now we're into 240 years bicentennial, 2016, don't forget. 2016 makes 240 years bicentennial. But since Washington's birthday, it makes 222. Not only does it make 222, 2 times 2 is 4. So right away, you have to take away 4 from the 16 because it took 4 years to complete the minimum of the last 4 year cycle of the 1776, how perfectly it fit. 1776, 1780, 84, 88, boom, George Washington. How perfect does it fit? So they create the independence. And we take away the 4 from 16 back to 2012 is because the pillars are up and we walked in. The pillars were here when they walked in. The first 4 years were here, meaning it could have been 40, 400, 4,000 years. I'm talking about the 4 pillars, which is the 4 dice, which is 4 Barack Obama. They were already up. We don't have to build them now. We came to this day, 2012, that we didn't have to put together prior days, 1776, to arrange to arrive at this day. And they knew it was going to take this long. They knew before. Because they're from the other system. They knew before. They know the system, the Alley-God. Alley-oop, I take you one way, I take you back. Alakazam, alakazoom. Now you see it, now you don't. Trickery to everybody. What they've been hoaxing on man about Christ forever, they hoax on the evil. And the evil, because they keep coming back into life, through Allah, the transparency of the mind, the body drops and falls. But you've been born again. Before you fall, they've been making a body just for you to come right back into once you fall. And all they have to do is transfer your memory that within a 45-second period, you can go from one body into the next body. Why do I use that number? Because that number equals 270. That number equals to 4.5 minutes, 45. Supposed to be president, but it was not. It was going to be the 45th president, you know, but it was the 44th. Again, 88. So that 2016 is all being backed. Somebody is sending messages. And don't call me crazy, because if you want, call me crazy. But I get messages too, certain phone calls, numbers that ring, people that don't answer the phone, messages I get. Stuff on the computer that's happened to me in front of other people. That's absurd. This company completely seemed to start up on my name. 3 years ago, it was called Extra Normal. And I checked the whole thing out, and there was no such thing. I was never there, and I have all kinds of papers that I said, just in case this disappears, I'm going to photocopy everything, and I did. And they say, well, their site, yes, it did exist, but I wasn't there, but I have all the printouts. I was the 3rd person there next to someone called Roy of the Sky, which means king. R letter. R in French is air in French. Roi. You hear the way they say it in French with the R? Roi. The way they triple that R for the 18th letter? Roi. King, queen, jack, roi. Valet, dame, roi. What a superior name for a royal flush in velvet, purple. Of course, the colors they must come out with. You must look at different games. The colors of pool balls. The different colors of bowling balls, and if it makes the difference or not. The length of a lane, the number of pins, if you put down 4 lanes together at a time. What if you grab the 2 lanes next to you? How would you create your triangle of 30 pins? 30 pins, come to 30 pins, come to 30 pins, come to 30 pins, and by the time you're finished, you have 180 pins, and you've created the mug and dove it on the outside. 10-pin bowling. Now, on the inside, you make it 5-pin bowling. So you put 4 times 5-pin bowling, you get 20 on the inside, 180 on the outside, you got a bicentennial center, a nougat, to put an X and an O for the rest of the 25 that goes there. So I can babble on any numbers, but I can show my proof. But I'm not here to prove anything. The numbers are, if you don't get what I'm doing, or if you think I'm wrong, re-explain it to me so I understand. Because me too, I want to understand. You ever see an equal sign? That's like this. Could be an H. Could be a train track crossing over a straight line. What would be going straight this way if this road would be going this way? Things people don't ask. The number 10, when you see a number sign next to a number 10 or a number 1, it's actually telling you 19 because it's the pound key. The pound key, the center, is the value of 10. Plus the 9 birth is 19. Unless you go with its real value of number 1, which is 15, then you're telling everybody you're an egghead. But otherwise, you're the 1-9, which means you're the angel spirit. Otherwise, number 1 only says, I'm an egghead. Because number 1 in the ace goes into the center position. And it only reaches out 2 on the 9 card or on the 5 card. On the 3 card, it stays only in between. Now, I can start talking about the cards. 2 and 3, how they go together, how the 2 and 3 can fit into the 7 card, how the 2 and 3 can fit into the 8 card, how the 9 and 5 overlap each other and the 5 disappears. 9 and 5 is 14. 14 goes to the center. 1 and 4 is 5 again. The same 5 I did on one side, I now found the restitution to find it another way. Because the matrix stands. It is as is, and it will always be, and it can't be anything else. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to move or communicate. This is the way system robotics, the bone age, the age of the bone man, Neanderthal man, they made them age so quick it looked like hundreds of thousands of years. But don't forget, there were others before us, and they were older civilizations. They all tried out different civilizations. Isn't that the way it is? Somewhere back in time, let's go, how many years can we go at a time? Can we go 25,000 years at a crack? Would we say, if they said Neanderthal man was 1 million years old, would I be safe to say it's only 10,000 years old? Would I be safe? Well, listen to this story. When you got 3 eggs coming out to play, and the last egg is God is communication as the 4th egg, that's 1,000. You don't exist at 10. You don't exist at 100. And you don't exist at 1,000. You're only part spirit, angel, and man. You only exist at 10,000. So whatever they do, just check the numbers out. Check these numbers out, okay? Compare time in history in numbers to money and how money has changed its value since 1776. And now do the same thing with human life, Neanderthal man, Homo sapien, animals, whatever it is. There's a flux in everything. There's the loop. You ever see the loop on the animals? Where did they get that idea of the loop? Because they came around again halfway. The circles of life, cut them up, they become pies of triangles. Put them out in the baseball field, it becomes baseball. Cut off the round parts and leave it square, put 2 together, plus the center core of 4, 5, and 6, which would be 10 yards on each side, so you'd start off at the 40, plus your end zone is 50. You're still in the zone. You're actually like this, going against each other. But actually, as close as you get, you just keep moving, but you can never, as perfect as you want to be, you can't. It just doesn't work. You just keep pushing things over. You can't push people around. Our children are everything because they are tomorrow's thought. Regardless of how you think of them today, they are tomorrow's thought. They must be guided in an intense matter in which is understood that everything is real but nothing is true. It is only true for what they believe in their own understanding to when it gets to the age that has to be spoken to them. Their TV they watch, the statistic things that are come on TV are fine if they can hook up with the Finix numbers. Anything that has IX at the number says the birth of everything. IX, exit, 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 exit. IX is 9/11. Okay, that's the creation of everything. 9/11. Two corners. One away from each corner, not landing on any of the corners, wasting your time to turn around. You go across. You don't go on the corners in Monopoly. You cut those out. You go across. You go from 9 to 11. When you get the free parking, you go from New York to Kentucky. So what do you think happened after 9/11? Did they go from New York to Kentucky, or did they run down to Delaware? Because that's part of the 1248 train underneath the ground near the Liberty statue. I think they call it the Roadrunner 86. Not sure. The only reason I tell you this is because it just happened just now. I just learned just now. Now I have to go look it up. Roadrunner 86. So what this is going to happen now when I go look this up, it's going to tell me all kinds of things about Roadrunner 86. So boom, I'm going to start writing down their definitions of what everybody else thinks. There's nothing to do with what I think. Then I'm going to categorize, and if I do it well, I'll be able to get it in between. Then I can find out what this Roadrunner 86 is all about. Train below. Not only is it the train below, this lady comes in here and wants to take away all my cassettes. And two of the cassettes that I took was The Ghostwriter, because it seems like everything I write seems to be coming true. But nobody sees it in the crowd, but I see it. I see the things people say. Thank you, Alfred Lambert. I see some of the commercials that pop on to my YouTubes. I see some of the mistakes I make, things that fall on the floor, new designs I make on the floor. So it's constantly changing, and you don't have to worry about it. Just let it come as it goes, because that's as easy as it comes. And if you take part, and as it comes, you can slow it down. There's a waiting line in Matrix. We're like the toilet. We got a whole brain, but not all the water's on one side. It's well divided up for our thoughts, so it keeps on running. It never has to force in and out. It's a continuous flow of electricity. It's always bringing neurons in because it's always constantly working your body at the least. If it doesn't get into REM sleep and speed up a little bit. The other one was the Polar Express. 7286 is the Polar Express. Check the number on it. You see the number over here? Number 96. Is that right? $11.8 it looks like. That's really crazy. There is no number. Hold on a second. Where was that number I saw before? The number disappeared. But you see in the front the three black spots? Look on the bottom, all the black and silver. Okay, you got to count that up. That's a mask, my friend. That tells if somebody's coming with a mask on. They're coming from the sewers, if you basically look at it. That train shows the sewers. Down here, this is the sewer system on the ground. That's what it's showing. It's showing from where it came, within the light, below the earth. Look, he's pointing towards the train. The train is number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9/11 is the train. 6 upside down is 9/11. Yes, I can play with anything. 9 and 11 is 20. 6 and 9 is 15. Plus the 6 for the second world is 21. The 21 because you used the second one. It was a roll. So you started from where you were and you went 5 because you had to take a step out as 6. So you both end up in the same spot. One other thing I was going to do just at the end is turn on my light. And see if I can show a little bit of the extra artwork that I put out on my floor. I redid my whole floor. Can you see it? Right down to my, see my little Pac-Man over there? You see my jack? Anyways, it's very hard to see with this camera. This is the wall inside my house. There's no tin foil. There's nothing. There's nothing. And then this is the wall in front of me. My mirror with the one eye. That's what the real one eye looks like. Letter D, half moon. Shirt. And behind me, the eagles fly high. You see all those triangles in the Magen David? That's basically the way it is divided up. There's no energy source you can run from in this game. No tinfoil will change anything. In fact, the tinfoil will only enhance it by its vibrations. Wouldn't you like to be hooked up to the wiring system of this? They know what we're doing, so they know what we're doing. We're not doing anything wrong. They have to follow the laws. It's a game. They can't just go in Monopoly and start taking everybody's property. Everybody's going to quit. It has to be rotation. 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45. Oh, piece of the pie. 1 hour. You got to go to 15 again. It's all by 15s. That's the egg, the egg, the egg, and the egg. So like I said, 1,000 years is 1 year. 10,000 is 10. 100,000 is 100. 1,000,000 is 1,000. 2 million is 2,000. So we've been living 2 million years right now, according to the way they work their numbers according to how the dollar increased from 1776 all the way up until 2012, according to the numbers, like I said before, of Homo sapien and dinosaurs that were before us. Don't forget bones, okay? I'd really like to know what kind of metals there might be in it. There might be non-magnetic metals that are in it of some sort, and there are magnetics in it because don't we have the element of mercury in our blood? How does the heat and cold work and affect us without mercury? So mercury's got to be in there, maybe coded as the name of magnesium. Magnesium, mercury, the firing tool. It's all in the numbers of the elements, whatever, wherever you go, like I have said, up to the reason they really put this slant. And it stops at 100 on one side, and on the other side it stops at 6. The last thing to say is one of the signs, I saw this satellite, and on the top it said 103, which is JC, which is Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. There was a blue world cloud up, and there was another spot of a planet down. Well, that spot of the planet down, if I say so myself, that would be, let's say, Pluto. And the spot that's up is the real Earth. That's what we get to see during the day, the real Earth. But in this world, we're actually seen as the electronic ocean at the top. When the moisture gets too high, it hits the ocean, bangs off. Between the two, it causes moisture and comes back down. The electricity, the thunder and lightning coming from the other side. Too much energy. Brings up the salts. What we don't see, magnesium, milk of magnesium, things like that. Like anything to do with milk of magnesium, right away says silver's in my body. I don't have to know any of these things. I just know by sense that some torque of silver is in my body. You see, since I said torque, it can mean anything. Now, if it's all flipped upside down, Pluto would be where Earth is. Because they do say if we pull and stretch a cord, you're opening up more space in between. So imagine if we were doing that with magnets, pulling it, and where there's like a string element on both sides, and when you pull it, it acts like a suction. And instead of making an empty ring with nothing, it cuts the two of them and makes like two capsules, one here and one here. You turn it sideways, sands over time, make it look like a football. Almost looks like my lithium pills. Oh, it's only 7:10. Thank God. Thank God. Who is God? If it's a game, somehow people were made happy to play this game. Why would God give all the evil people happiness and the good people sadness and no more life? Is that because there is no other life than to live here with the evil as a person over and over, going through the same situation? But eventually we're going to learn before it starts. Because when I come back to life, I'm coming back in 1763, 200 years before I was born. That'll give me 16 years. And I'm going to live north of the border. And I'm going to help out before Washington comes in. Okay? When they sign the independence, we are the people, I'm going to be there checking over the document. That's what I'm doing. I'm coming back in just old enough at 16 years old to be counted as a man. So would I have to be born in 61? What year would I have to be born in? By 21? By 25 years old? They won't let me in as president until what age? 31? So I'd have to be born what? During the war? I don't think so. I'll come in 1945. That's a good angle. 45 to 76 makes me 23, part of creation. I'm going to come on in the next world, 1745. 18 years, 200 before this. You know why 18 and 200? Because 4 more years makes it 222 again. Back to the same number. It's all rotating. That this is a 3-month deal what we're going through right now. Whatever's coming, listen to this. We've waited for years till the year 2000 came. Now we look forward to another time of a period that would pass through the war of 2001. And then it went on and lectured in that Obama hoped would pass it. Now we're into 2012. Nothing has changed, and nothing is in control. Because as I've seen over the last year, the way inflation goes, the riots are going to get only bigger. And you know what? It's going to be caused by the evil people. So this is how it works. The evil have a choice to come back to this crazy old world. The good have a choice to come back here also. When we leave, we go to God. When they leave, they go to the God they pray to. Whatever system that God is in, that's where you're going to go. But if your family love is strong enough, obviously you're all going to the same place. I just want to go where there's truth. That's all. The God of the light, that the energy that takes me in, I want to be with that system matrix. Lets me go outside the bubble. And then again, it tells me I've been outside long enough. So it's always telling me the right thing. It's what I interpret is usually not correct. My own decision upon myself. I still believe lately the North Star. I just keep seeing the North Star. I keep seeing the Minnesota Vikings with the purple and the yellow. I see Brett Favre in Green Bay with that green and yellow. I just did my whole floor of those colors. I just didn't do the purple. I mean, maybe I'll do the purple, but it's a little dark. I see the Great Lakes where the great energy comes in, and that's why Highway 70 and 35 Kansas always have those tornadoes. 70, 35, 3 by 35, 105, 70 by 1.5, 105, 2 hands of poker, you're coming into the game to play. The cards, I can show you the numbers, but you don't care. If you do care, whatever I tell you, you have to try to understand. And if you don't, keep telling me until you do understand. Otherwise, why'd you ask me in the first place? Don't waste my time. I share all this because I know all this. I know nothing. I only know what your question is. That's all I know. For whatever you decipher within between and between is all up to you. I'm not a teacher. I don't want to be known as a teacher. I want to sometimes be known as Raphael. It's a soft name. Raphael. But in French, it's Roi. That's how it is said. But it's not said Raphael, 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 Raphael. When you round everything out, things double up. Listen to your letters. You either slur or you double on them. Thank you too much. Raphael, 7286, in the constellation of Pegasus. You have watched more time than you have watched TV. You have watched more time of reality than you have commercials. You have listened to one who speaks only of truth and the visions within, and no less. Otherwise, I know not better. If I knew better, I would share what needs to be shared. Sharing. Is that a nice word, sharing? Am I sharing? No. You're going in there and you're taking my cassette, you're watching it, then you're telling me something. Oh my God, is that sharing? No, you're taking out the cassette. Hey, have fun. Raphael, 7286. What better it is to laugh, to know to laugh, to be able to laugh within at any moment of time. It is true. Because I see it, I feel it. I see the laugh and I understand my laugh because I'm just laughing and it's such a joke. It's become such a joke. Even pictures that I painted at the early time, things I put up here, the birds, I knew nothing. And today, I understand almost everything in this picture. You see this? This is Mark Rodin's numbers. 1, 2, 4, 8, makes the number 7, and then you climb all the way back up to 1, and you jump into 5 again with 1, 10, and 5. Now, some of you might disagree with me. See the brick wall on one side? The in-between silver? I'm hanging over the edge. The ladder to get across. I knew nothing what I was talking about today, and this is the way I see everything today. And then at the bottom is the Pontiac boat with 4 balls in it. Do you notice the way 3 balls are in a triangle and 1 is below, and the ball is purple and yellow? That's the Minnesota Vikings. That's the colors of Pluto, my friends. That purple sky we get, that's Pluto's colors. If they inverted, that means Pluto would be at the top. Now there's a video of mine on Best Be Normal. No, on I don't remember what the name of the site is, but irrelevant to the fact. And it shows a different star galaxy than the reality of what we have. They're showing different star realities. The positioning of Earth is no longer where it is. Everything has changed. Look online, they'll show you differences. If there's a difference, there's a possibility what they showed us at first was not real. Because if you watch Alfred Lambert, okay, he's showing you the reality inside, the truth unheard. The truth on one side to the truth on the other, bringing the two together, ending up in court. A reality undistinguished because it's not understood. Or it doesn't want to be understood. Don't bother me, I don't have any time. It's time for money and the family. Well, why? Because the rest of the time it's for money? There is no truth to what I have to leave now in most cases. If you abide by your time, you'll get it done before you have to say those words. And sometimes it just has to be said, enough's enough. You put up your hands. Did anybody know in French readings arrête or stop backwards? It says terra, like the gardens. Stop at the garden for pot plants. That's what it says, because stop backwards is pots. Arrête is stop in French, is terra. Stop at the gardens, grab a pot. It tells me we're in Marvin Gardens, right next to Waterworks. The original 15 we talked about, now I'm going to have to back up 15 or forward 15 to find out how we got on Waterworks. And it may explain that we went the opposite way on Go. Just like everything is screwed up, we're not going the right way in Go. I'm in Canada. I should be going the European way, the opposite way from Go. Starting me on the ring of $75. Ring, 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 ring-a-ding-ding. The ring is $75, ring-a-ding-ding, RDD. First round, second round, third round, ding, ding, ding. One little ringy, 2 little ringies. Do you think these are just similarities? You have 2 worlds that are the same and one that's different. The R is a flat back and a leg that goes out. That R goes right in, either to Mercury or it goes right into Pluto. Now, I showed you a picture before. This is the 1. This is the 5. If I stop halfway in between, it's 2. Now let's check out if that's possible. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. That would be 3. This is the 2 position. This is the 4 position. What's in between 2 and 4? 3. 33, the cross of Christ. Here's the position 2. Here's the position 6. This position is 4. This position is 3. This position is 5. 44, Barack Obama. 26, 626, right there, my friends, on this cross. This is free parking, 44. Over here, B&O Railway. This combination shows you you're in the house. It creates a chalice over here. You see the one chalice here and the one chalice here? One here, one here. There's more boards and you'll get more. You have at least 4 of them. And then the center mark, the center mark. See all the hats? I'm trying to find a hat. Well, you can basically look at this. You see the hat on this one? See this hat? That's for the merry-go-round. You're the egg inside. Remember the king always has the purple? This is also the same way they put up the gates for the clubhouse. Right on his head. We're sitting on a planet. So anyways, let me go back up. 6, 5, in between is 5.5. And it shows up in the 2, 5, 8 roll. This is 2, this is 5, this is 8. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6. In between is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm showing you the whole design. This whole design is in one box, equaling to 81. 9 by 9, 81. Then you have to use up your second box. You're joining 2 worlds. 81 and 81, 162. 4 corners, 166, and 4 corners, 170 of the 8 world, 178. I skipped over 6 man, I could have went to 176 also. And I can keep on going until I reach the number of where 8 and 6 is 14, now you're at 184. 1 times 8 times 6 is 48. 8 and 6 and 1 is 14. 48 and 14, 62. Back down the road of 622.6, Barack Obama. This number is number 9. This number is number 5. If we met in between, because this side is man's world, 3, 6, 9, where we're supposed to be. 5, 9, in between is 7. 6, 8, in between is 7. We're at number 77. This is the 2 worlds of 7 right here, split up in between these 4 boxes. We live exactly number 7. But number 7 is Uranus over here. So does that mean Uranus comes over here? Or the opposite planets of Uranus is Earth and Mars. Right here. No wonder there's no U. These 2 planets are the only 2 planets that don't consist of the letter U. We don't know what this planet is. But this is where you are, 77. This corner is Pluto. Can we be on the 1 or 2 of Pluto moons? And they've reversed everything so we can never see anything because it's too far away and the time, distance, and travel is uncalculable, so everybody gives it up instead of reducing it by 1, 2, and 3 zeros, depending what category you're in. Spirit, angel, and man comes in on the letter M is 1,000. Jack is 10,000. The O is 15,000. The number is 25,625. That's the number. 1/4 of 6 of 1/4 of 6. Why is it 1/4 of 6? This is the number 6. It comes down over here. It gets 2 of them. 2 for them, 2 for them. They exchange 1 each. Now you have 1/4 of 6 of 1/4. This is 8, but this 8 becomes 6. The North Star. The 8 and 6 are on the same plane. They're right here now. In between, 1 step up from the North Star. You understand how the numbers go? Sometimes you have to flip them up. 1, 2, 3 zeros, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 7, 8, 9 zeros, 10, 11, 12 zeros, spirit, angel of man. You have 9 zeros, and these are the 3 you live with 1,000. You're part of 1, you're part of 2, you're part of 3, but actually on this angle here. And you end up where you were. You went from 9, where you went from 8 to 7, okay? You're going from 8 to 9, 9 Up to 5? No. You would take 9 over to 8. 8 splits up to 4. 8 and 4. And the 8 splits 8 and 6. 8 and 6 are 14 to cross a Rubik's Cube. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, the creation of the mind, the creative mind. 3 parts of this one. We get 4 parts here, but we're only 1/4 of 1/4 of 6. That's the Mayan count. 3, 4, 5. 25,625 stops here. 25,625 stops here. So you take this, if you want, you cut it in half or you double it. Makes it 51 or 52,000. And that's also B&O rail. It's a combination of 25 on the roll and the 26 property, B&O rail. So these are the in-between numbers, 4, 5, and 6. We don't live on a planet. We live on a star. We live on a moon. We don't live on a planet. 1973, Jupiter are all planets. The other ones are black stars. Mars is a black star. Venus is not a black star. Excuse me, Mars is not a black star. Saturn is a black star. Why is Saturn a black star? Because 2 of Venus, 4 of Mars make Saturn the black star. She is in control. 2 black is in control. She creates 3 and she takes from 1 and she makes it a black star because that's where we're living. But inside between our birth, Pluto, Neptune, which is our roof. Now you understand our blue roof? Because of Neptune. Neptune's tunes on the radio, any tunes, Tiny Toons, Tom Toon, Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes. Tune me in, tune me out, turn me on, turn me off. That light they saw from that satellite, my friends, all the gold in this world and all the silver in this world seems to be going into other elements other than using it. I believe Fort Knox is basically empty. Why don't we just call it Ocean's 11? There was nothing there to begin with. The gold has all been used. That's why they keep buying it all up, because they keep using it. Don't think they have money. Don't forget, there's a banker in this world. There's a role for everybody. Everybody gets a part. And to continue on the role, you got to make money. Now, Oriental and New Zealand are not on monopoly, but the Oriental is. So Oriental, okay, I'm going to stop right there because I didn't do enough work on it. Where is that other in the world? What is the rental? Give me a rental. Orient Express, Express Lanes. What is Oriental? It's all hanging out by the Big Apple, my friend. Now, are they the ones taking over the world? I have in my visions that it all works out from them as they take care of the body, the express, the man, the way we're built. But New Zealand, Germany takes care of the mind. And then there are others who do the dirty work and go under the ground and take care of the rest in the mines deep below, working the earth, making sure that it stands up so they can keep it moving before it stops. And then automatically, everybody that's protecting you needs protection themselves because nobody knows which way to look. Don't forget in this game, if you scare every soldier, if you scare every soldier by telling them this is a name game and showing them how the numbers work, will they believe you? Will they still stay in the armies if they knew the real truth that this is a name game? And they actually are in the armies for another reason that maybe we don't know. Maybe there are armies coming from elsewhere, another system, to knock their system out because they know they're in for the takeover, because that's what their system does. It hands out the money at the beginning and it takes it all back at the end. And it's coming back for its share. So they got to put up or put out or give up the game and lose the Allah God. The Allah God is a restoration of life, according to them. Then again, we see ships flying in the sky, and on it the big N, the mothership coming in, Nibiru, Planet X. Other moons, other starships, other things in the horizon have come and have left. Part of a big matrix game, my friends. And I doubt that they own the whole game. I really doubt it. They only end up with one piece of the pie. And you're whole. And when you go through the hole as the angel of light, you become whole again. You become 2 1/4. 2 1/4 times 4 is 10. You are number 1. You are 19. Because you can't be 20 on this rock. Raphael 7286. Thank you.